In this video, we're going to react to 30 things you should never do in Roblox Rivals. The point of this video is to just see things that me and you can improve on and just be better at Roblox Rivals and maybe be pros one day. So if you guys want to get better at the game, watch this video. I haven't seen it yet, and let's get into it. Okay, here we go. We have number 1.
Never reload like this in Roblox Rivals. Did you know that the reload is made up of 2 different animations? The first one is mandatory, where you have to switch the clip, but in the second animation, as soon as you see the timer, you can switch away and switch back, and you're going to skip that animation.
I used to do that one, but I made a video on that. I don't do that one anymore, but you know, that one is a big one. That one can help you save so much time and just get extra shots off. And if you're in that 1v1 battle and you're both were low, if you do this trick like pros would do, and you just able to get 1 or 2 shots more off before the other opponent does, that means you could just win more 1v1, especially when you're in that like very low health state. So let's see what number 2 is.
Manually switch to your katana or scythe to try and use it. Instead, you can quick switch by pressing F, and then you can right click your mouse to quickly use the ability.
You know, I have not done that one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've heard about it. I haven't actually like looked into it. So yeah, that's something I need to do. I need to click F and then bring out my ability and then right click. Okay, I have not done that one. So see, there's definitely things I gotta do.
Never do the same thing every round. You have the option to change your weapons every round, so make use of it. And on top of that, make sure you're changing your playstyle as well. Following on from the last,
Okay, so is that third one right there? To a certain extent, I do agree. Like if you're going against pros and such, there's some times where I'm like, I have to tweak it. You know, if I'm using a sniper, maybe I gotta switch to an AR or this and that, or you know, switch to an exo gun. It just, you never know. Like you gotta play different play styles. Like if you're playing rivals or not rivals, arena, you might need the Molotov on a certain round, or you might need a flashbang, because if people start to rush, you know, really heavily, just throw a flashbang up in the air. Or if people like to camp back, throw a Molotov in the corner, you know. But if you're going against people who are like really not good, you don't really need to change your loadout unless you want to like troll them or something. You don't really need to change it, because the people that aren't good at the game don't know how to adapt yet. So yeah.
Adapting to the enemy. Understand what weapons they're using, their advantages, their disadvantages. Maybe notice patterns in their gameplay, their movement, etc. I see too many people just doing the same thing every single round and not adapting to what they see.
I've been a victim of that. It's really hard. Like when in the beginning stages, I was like that. Now I'm a little bit more, if I go against pros now, I try to at least think of different things. There's some times where I just get demolished, but like each round, if let's say you lose or maybe you barely win, like you need to think in your mind, like what could I have done differently? How can I position myself? Sometimes if I get too aggro and I get melted, sometimes I'll just stay back and let the enemies come to me, and then I'll catch them off by surprise. Or I'll go a different route, because sometimes if I keep going the same route, they'll gonna expect me to go there. Then I'll go a different route and they'll like trip them up. So just different stuff like that. So I do agree with that.
Never sit still. Rivals is a movement game, so it's important that you're always moving so you're never getting hit.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, definitely you need to move. This game's so movement like heavy, and you can just, you know, jump, slide, shoot. Like you keep doing that, and the more you're moving, the less it's harder for you know, people to hit you and such.
Never use the regular crosshair. Make sure you go into your crosshair settings, change that to static. Go ahead, make it a little bit smaller, and boom, you have a nice little cross. Don't only
That's what I did. I have like mine's like that but green. So
play arena. You should learn the other maps, because you might just lose your streak to not knowing a map well enough. Don't spend
I do agree with that. Like there's some people that are just so good at arena, but it's like if you play a map like Station where it's a lot longer and such, you just can't like grenade explode right on top of them and just like melt them and such. It's like you gotta be a little bit more strategic. And if you get someone else that knows other maps better and just knows mobility quicker on those maps, yeah, it can definitely cost you.
Spend all your keys on wrap boxes. I know it's tempting, but weapons are much more important. Don't get me wrong, you can spend a few, but just not all. Don't use
Yeah, see, I just use money and just buy the keys for the weapons. But yeah, that's a good point. If you don't like, if you're just like a teenager or something, you don't have a job or whatnot, and you're playing this game and you can't just get a bunch of keys, and yeah, save your keys for like guns and such, because it could be useful than just having a skin. Unless you just dominate with like the AR or something, you don't really need a different gun.
60 FPS. If you're like me and it's been a while since you've played Roblox, you'll be happy to know that Roblox now allows up to 240 frames per second.
That's what I got.
Enable it from the settings.
That's pretty nice.
Forgetting to do your daily free claim and tasks. Guys, this is such an easy way to get keys and skins. Every day there's a 0.5% chance that you could get the supernova skin for one of your tasks. I actually had that today, and I unlocked it for the revolver.
Oh, that looks
Not only
nice.
that, but make sure you're going ahead and using the reward code that's on the screen. There's a new one almost every single day.
Oh, I haven't been doing that. I've been... Oh, I don't even know if I've ever typed in the code in this game. I need to do that.
And that'll give you a few extra keys. Never play these modes. Just don't do it.
Oh, which
Begging
ones?
for gifts. Nobody likes a beggar. Everyone's trying to spend Robux on themselves. Don't beg for gifts. Cry about losing. No one likes a sore loser. Always say GG at the end of the game. Taking the game too seriously. Have fun. Don't stress over your...
That's a hard one, you know? It's like, you know, I like to win. I hate losing. I like to win. Like, I mean, it feels good to win. It feels good to like pop off and do a win. And it's like, but yeah, it's like at the end of the day, when I realize after I lose to a good team, it's like, it's better for me to just like, you know, just say GG and just like, it's just a game and they did better. So it's the mindset I should always have. I don't always have it though.
Streaks or losing to things that are out of your control. There's always going to be someone better than you, a cheater or a pay to win guy. So don't stress the things that are out of your control. You can always recover your streak.
And even with the pay to win, like if you have the AR, if you have the sniper, and like you're good, you're golden. The only thing that might like crip you a little bit if you don't have a med kit, but like even then, like yeah, you're still good.
And just focus on your own improvement and having fun. Don't use your mum's credit card, without permission, of course. Wasting your keys on the bow is one of the silliest things you can do. The arrows that shoot out of this thing just fly directly through people's heads. I'll never understand. Leaving the game midway through. If you started the game, you better finish it.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be honest with that. When I get a full, like if I'm like in a 5v5 and I get like a full team and they all vote arena and they're just gonna do that insane, just like you have 5 seconds each round and you just die, I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I'm just that's not fun. That's just not that's not fun at all. Like I'm not just gonna sit there for 5 rounds and just like 5 seconds get meltdown, 5 seconds get melt. I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm sorry.
It's only 5 rounds. Paying Robux for a white character is just so cheap. I've seen so many people do this and it really does give you an advantage and make you harder to see, but it's so sad.
Yeah, it does, because if you're playing arena and it's just like, it's a lot harder, like when they're blending in and such, to like, you know, track them and such. So yeah, that makes sense.
No one's going to respect you for it. Hacking. This is something that nobody will respect you for. Nobody likes a cheater. Play fair and play by the rules. Recovering a low streak. Don't do this because it gets more expensive the more times that you recover your streak. Buying the handgun skin. Don't do it. It is extremely pay to lose. Never buy capsule cases. They are a waste and they're low-key ugly. And if you do want them, well, just do contracts for them. They're not worth your keys. Boosting with alt accounts. Don't get alt accounts to boost yourself to high streaks. You're going to get banned. Hopefully. I mean, I hope the devs...
Yeah, that, like, I mean, like, if you just, like, have someone join your game, like, your alt account, and just on a different account, and you just do 1v1s, like, 100 times, like, I don't know if they have a system that's going to be able to tell that you're, like, abusing it or not, but, like, I feel like that's just an easy way to like, yeah, to be able to just abuse that and get a 101 streak.
So doing something about that, right? Slide without jumping. If you just normally slide, you're going to get slower towards the end of that animation, giving you less control and making you easier to hit. So make sure you're constantly sliding and then jumping out of that slide to maintain maximum momentum. 1v1ing a friend if you both want your streak. If you want to play against your friend, go ahead and make a private server and then you guys can have fun on there and not worry about it. Moving on from a hack.
I didn't know that one, but yeah, that's smart. Yeah, if you just want to practice and not lose your streak, then yeah, private server.
Never just let a hacker get away with it. If you don't beat him, or even if you do, make sure you get evidence, and if possible, report them to the Discord. Shoot.
Oh yeah, I've gotten a couple of people that are hackers and such, and they're just like in the walls and such, or invisible. It's annoying, dude. It's annoying.
Bodies. This was the first thing I noticed about Rivals. Everybody does this, and especially at the end of the game, it's just very disgusting. Make sure you're being respectful in your games. Don't shoot the body and say GG. Vote for a random map.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I get a little petty, and it's not that like if I'm playing against a team and if they don't talk any trash at all, or if they don't like teabag or anything like that, like I don't do anything back. It's when the people just start like, it's the first round they kill you and they're just like teabag and teabag, and it's like, okay, so now I'm just gonna kill you and then just do the same thing, you know? So maybe I shouldn't do that, but like it gets a little irritating sometimes because it's just like, dude, why are you doing that? It's only been 1 round, or like even in the game, like you don't need to like just like That's just bad sportsmanship.
Psycho, don't glaze the game. Since everyone loves hating nowadays, this should be pretty easy, but don't think I want you to hate though. Give constructive feedback to the game if you want to see it improve. You can do this in their Discord. And the final thing, not being subscribed to this channel. What are you doing?
Oh, well, yeah. Make sure you subscribe to me as well. His YouTube channel is Cashy Canned. So yeah, there's like 30 different things that you should never do in Roblox. A few of them were more like, most of them were not as like to get better per se, but there was still a few little nuggets in there. I didn't see the video until now, but yeah, you know, hit that like, subscribe if there's things that you weren't doing, especially like the, you know, the reload speed, making that go down quicker. Make sure you're changing it up each round, especially if you're going against really good people and it's like it seems like what you're doing isn't working. Try to think as along the way, like when you die, like in that round, like what can I do differently? Like that's what I try to do so much. Is like, what can I do this way? You know, do I jump up here? Do I use this weapon? You know, and the more you do that, the more increases your IQ and just better for the game. Because if you can master battle IQ, accuracy, and movement, like the accuracy and battle IQ are like your two most important things. Movement will probably be like third. But like battle IQ and accuracy, if you can get that down, like Pat, you're solid. You're going to be doing really good. So if you learn anything from here, you know, just comment down. You know, feel free to throw any other tips and such because I want to learn as much as I can as well. So educate me if there's any tryhards out there, and you all have a good one. Bye-bye.